Sorry for my delay. It was a series of unfortunate events. I saw fruit flies, so I threw away the fruit, and then the garbage was full, so I took out the garbage, and then the cat got into the bedroom, so I had to run down the cat, and it was just a lot of side quests.
A lot of excitement.
Yeah.
I think so far we've decided to sell off a single military carbine using Black Marketeer, which nets 10 notes. And, Argloid, how much of that do you need to spend? Could you toss me 3 notes of that?
Well, I need 12 shells for the railgun at 20 quavers each. That's like 20 cents each.
Yeah, and I'm just looking to get, like, reloads for carbine, shotgun, and the semi-auto carbine.
Well, you're in luck. Putov just went through a revolution, and ammunition is getting sold off fast from all these government facilities. All ammunition is 50% off.
What did you,
Oh, cool.
did you say you sold the sniper rifle?
No, I'm keeping
Military carbine.
Oh, okay. I was going to say the sniper rifle's more expensive than that.
Yeah. And I guess the question is, it is a prescribed good, which is why it sells off so poorly, given that, again, it just went through a revolution where everyone is armed. Is it currently prescribed, even?
It is not currently prescribed.
So I believe, Arcloid, that could sell higher then, right?
Yeah, 30%.
Okay, so then we have 15 notes to spend. Can I have 3 of those?
Yes.
All right, cool. There's now 20 semi-auto carbine reloads.
All right, and if I spend a note 20 quavers, then I get the 10 total rounds I need for the railgun. How many had been fired from the sniper rifle before Navarro got her hands on it?
I think he took like a total of like 3 to 4 shots tops. There we go.
All right, so if he had a full loadout of 20 shots, that would give him 17.
So we got 2 reloads on the military shotgun with a shield, 2 for the military carbine, and 20 for the semi-auto carbine. Might honestly get myself like 10 more reloads of something else instead. Yeah, sure, I'll split that up a little bit.
Is there a way you can upgrade your holdout pistol?
There is. The primary way of doing that is modding it out with some smart sights, which will let me add tactics. Those cost a fair bit more, though.
Okay.
In this case, I'm spending like 3 notes for ammunition, and the mod probably is like 15 to 20, last I checked. Smart sights. 45 notes.
Damn,
It is a
that
little outside of the price range right now. Unfortunate. Granted, we'd always buy scrap and start working on it ourselves, because we do have crafters and smart people, but yeah. 12, and we have 10. There we go. I now have a lot more ammunition in store.
Who wants to hang on to the party fund here of 10 notes, 10 quavar?
Right, so my shopping is basically done. I've taken advantage of ammunition prices.
Okay, who wants to be the money bitch?
Oh, you mean you're just gonna toss all the money back at me or something?
Well, we can make it a party fund. We can
Honestly,
split.
like you're the person who can actually haggle with people, so why don't you go ahead and keep track of it?
Okay, I'll just add it to my base sheet here, or I can make a second line of party money. I'll do that.
There you go. And if we all starve, it's your fault. All right, so I'm good. Theta, were you planning on wanting anything?
No.
Didn't think so. Maybe a telescopic sight for your psychic powers?
He's just got like a scope on his forehead. My third eye can see at 8 times magnification now.
Yeah, let's see what else I have like on my wish list while Arcoid's still doing stuff up. Oh, that's right. My wish list is now mostly just gifts right now. I got the gangbanger outfit. I don't think there's like a higher version of it, if I recall. So that might just be like it for me right there. Other than like upgrading the weapon, I think that's all I really need. Shield shotgun's really nice though.
Yeah, that would be. Although it's got very low range, it's only a short range because of the shield reduces the range band by 1. Oh, you could have a shield railgun. Can't fire to the horizon, but it can fire a little bit short.
3 burdens. Only the strongest person in the known galaxy can possibly lift this weapon and fire it. But if they do, they get cover.
Well, I was thinking of just going for the ammo case, but that would require 2 strengths, 1 to carry the extra weight of the railgun and the ammo case, and 2 other strengths to carry the burdens and the additional weight. Because that's the thing about the strength and burden combo. Burdens weigh more than strength gives. So it's kind of an uphill battle, like that Greek dude in hell who's constantly rolling the ball uphill.
Wait, what did you just say?
Sisyphus.
No, not that. The other thing you just said.
It's an uphill battle.
No, go back. Another sentence.
Well, in Myriad song, burden items weigh 20 kilograms, and strength gives you 16 kilograms to carry.
Oh, you're talking about that. Because burden itself, strength negates a burden.
Yes, but I also play with encumbrance, so the railgun has mass beyond being a burden item.
It's already a very heavy thing, and you're making it even heavier, basically.
Well, normally a two-handed weapon is only 4 kilograms. Now we could say something like a riot shield as a burden is only a burden because it's so honking big.
Oh god, I was
Right.
really hoping that the hand swipe was going to bring in like a big old chalkboard.
That would have been cool, but I don't have that kind of special effects in my freaking Logitech webcam.
You said, if we look at this, and it was like hand swipe, chalkboard, if you think that this, if you carry the 14 kilograms and you add the plus 2 kilograms for the strength only adds.
Gosh, just start the whole bit. It's like, hi, Vsauce, Michael here. Can a giant dinosaur carry a 20-kilogram rifle?
Oh yeah. Somehow Michael appears between Arcloid and the camera. Hey, Michael here.
Vsauce, Michael here. What if you couldn't escape? Ooh. Okay.
Oh boy.
All right.
I don't
How's
have
the-
anything so
how's the
complicated
buying-
to do.
Yeah.
I just assume I kind of go light here. I like have armor on, and I carry a couple of pistols and their loads. Also, there's like a single grenade here. I should probably buy some more grenades at some point. Smoke grenades work out nicely. I'm not an athlete. In fact, I have the wimpiest arms this side of the galaxy. Well, I mean, I guess
That's true.
Legacy does have a D6. So I can throw things, it's just not wise for me to do so.
You've got some frag grenades?
I got a single smoke grenade, which is the entire reason I chose smoke grenades. I can get cover from them, and that's what matters.
Right, and then that stacks with your cover buff and cover bonus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have cover buff now, and the next gift I get, probably at the end of the session, is going to be Lampier Elytra, which will give me cover anywhere.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then combine that.
What's the reasoning behind that it gives you cover? Is it just like you're glowing?
An elytra is the hard shell of an insect that usually protects the wings. So basically, Mitherlin just turns around and shows them her back.
Okay.
And
cool.
Yeah, so it could deflect a couple bullets, and because cover buff, I get an invulnerability out of it as well.
Oh, did you make sure to take that cover buff when we were doing the fight?
Specifically, when I got shut, I was declaring that I wanted to make sure I didn't have to worry about cover for the other guy because we were doing kind of cross corners on the doorway.
Okay, just making sure.
So I was attacking at the same time, so I wouldn't have been able to get it anyway.
Can you not take a cover buff if you're the one attacking?
Cover buff specifically is you get the bonus of cover buff when you can take cover. And when you're dodging.
Vsauce, Michael
so
here.
If I'm attacking
Hey,
it
Vsauce, Michael here.
So
Hey,
I'm better
Vsauce,
off
Michael here.
just defending
Hey,
myself,
Vsauce, Michael here.
which is very
aggressively.
handy.
Aggressively defend yourself.
Yeah, all of this kind of wraps around to more of the Lampier's abilities, where later on I could also go ahead and get a thing that says, "Hey, anyone who attacks me, perfectly fine. But if you try to attack anyone else, you have a penalty. But then if you try to attack me, you're dealing with me dodging, with cover, and with cover buff." So it becomes this lighthouse tank, which is funny.
Okay, that's cool. I like that. It's it's just a tank that takes a little bit more time to actually reach that tank level.
Hey, Ark.
Yeah?
You looking at the stream?
Not yet. Let me go turn that on.
Oh, you're always supposed to have it on, Ark. It's a gentleman's agreement we've agreed to.
I'm looking at it.
Oh, I'm looking at it now.
Oh, the fact that his face is covered by the thing, Your face, if you have the screen minimized, your face is sometimes. Oh.
There. Now we have that for future games too.
That's awesome. So, we're doing this rondo jump. So step 1, leaving the gravity well. You power up your engines and you take off. It's just is this the sort of game where you have to be strapped in while you're taking off, or how do you guys picture it?
What do you mean?
Is it? Because I know it's retro sci-fi, and usually in those retro sci-fis, they're strapped into the chairs when they take off from a planet, or can you be operating normally while doing these takeoff situations?
No,
I don't think there's Star Wars inertial dampening. I think.
What are you talking about? Even in Star Trek, the new Star Trek movies, they gotta strap in. You remember that when I was gonna say Picard. When Kirk first meets Bones, they're strapping into the space shuttle to take off into orbit.
That's true.
She took my bone.
Right, so you guys strap in, you take off, and you leave the gravity well. It takes a little bit of time, an hour or two, but then you charge up your capacitors. And then the next step is, I think, the first step that you have to roll. So this is perform the navigation, and you're going to Sargasso, right?
Yep.
Sargasso. And so that will be a mind and academics, and you're a conductor, correct?
Yep.
So you get to use your psych dice as well. And do you have astronomy, mathematics, or navigation?
I have navigation.
All right, so that'll add another d12. And
I have 5
You have
successes.
5
I could
dice.
find a lost world if I needed to. I could find a world no longer on the network.
I think that was actually what was required to find Sargosa,
I don't think so, but
because I don't think it has any navigational.
you know, it makes sense that it wouldn't. It makes sense that it wouldn't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
'cause
never
it's
thought
like
about it. Well,
Yeah,
I mean, I
so
don't know that's
it's
hidden
just-
because the same way Denham Station, the headquarters of the Conclave, it's artificially built, but it's on the network, so I don't know.
But under the description of Sargosa, or is it Sargasso or is it I feel like there's an A after
Yeah,
Sargasso.
it's the same word as the nautical term. It's just I'm not used to saying it, so I might be saying it wrong every time too.
Me either, and you guys know I'm terrible with pronunciations.
So I think it's like
so-
sargasm, so sargo, so something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, but it says it says without a proper mag signal, Sargasso can only be found by navigators who already know where it is. So
Yeah,
All
well,
right,
I've done that then.
all right, so you have done 5 or more, so you have created the bridge,
No,
and now you have to jump.
I've created the navigation point.
Yeah. Right.
The bridge
so
is
now
synonymous
step
with
4.
jumping because it's not like we're making a Stargate or anything in front of us. We apply the navigation, then we make the jump because Rondo
Yes,
jumping is instant.
Yeah. Do you have a paper that you could fold with us to demonstrate how folding works? Whoa. If you weren't a 4th dimensional creature, I don't think I'd even understand what just happened there. But
Man, I've seen your.
know.
I know what your sock drawer is like. Just pick them all up and just throw them in. No one's looking at my socks anyway.
I'm looking.
I don't feel like I fold socks. I feel like you just bunch them up, kind of.
Take him in a big ball, throw him in the corner.
Yeah. Yeah. How else do you? I don't know.
See,
Well,
I
you mean
just
you guys actually fold clothing. You don't just keep it in like a big pile.
make sure that I get all socks that are exactly the same. That way, I can throw them all into a drawer because I can just pull 2 random socks out. They don't make left and right socks; they just make socks.
I have seen socks that have the left and right on them, though.
Well, some people are so stupid that they also write their own name on their underwear. There's no accounting for people.
Well, you got to make sure. Like, the benefit though is if you have your name written on your underwear, if you like lose your memory or
If you lose your memory, you're not going to remember to look at your underwear.
well, I assume at some point you're going to look at your underwear though and see your name.
Are you? Why would you?
So this is what Space Madness looks like.
No. Space Madness exists in the game, and it has rules for how it works, and this is not it.
Are you
Space
sure
Madness.
about that? I think there's
Yes.
a lot of dissonance underwear talk.
No. I'm the one who play tested Dissonance. I know how Dissonance works.
If you have dissidence, then you don't write your name on your underwear, or you do.
If you
just
have
so that we-
Dissidence, I don't know what you do. But if you have the Dissonance,
So you now have to jump through the Rondo Bridge, the true test.
again, it's not a thing that's made. A jump is just a jump. Like, imagine
No,
Nightcrawler. Imagine
It says
Nightcrawler.
Step 4, jumping through the Rondo Bridge. That's
Right,
what it-
but it's not an actual. It's not like the Stargate. It's not a bridge that you
Yeah.
create. Rondo is like Nightcrawler without the middle step.
Mhm.
You disappear from one place, you appear at the other place.
So you have to roll mind and transport versus 3.
Come on, 0 successes.
And I don't know if you add. You don't add psychic to this one.
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
Also, we
Come
lose
on,
10% of our
0
capacitors.
success. Yeah. So how do capacitors work?
Well, there's 100% capacity, because that's the maximum you can have, and then we lose 10% of them.
Yeah, I'm wondering like when they say 10%, do you always have 100% capacitors, or is capacitors more like an energy source? Like,
No,
in
the
some games
capacitors
you
are
have
the
10
physical.
energy.
We're talking about the
Yeah.
physical capacitors, and you lose them because they're not made like they used to. Back in the Syndics ruled everything. So you
Yeah.
got to keep replacing your capacitors. So if you gave us a ship with 100% capacity, we have 9 more jumps in us before we absolutely have to replace them. Imagine it as the fuel source of the game.
Well,
It's not.
what I meant more is like, do you treat it as a percentage, like you have 100% capacitors, or do you treat it as, oh, I've got 10 capacitors, and then like if you had 100, like if you had 9 or like 50 or 1,000 capacitors, like
Well, if I had
like if it,
1,000 capacitors, right, and I made a jump, then 100 of those capacitors are now gone. So depending on how you want to label it, the math is still going to be the same. If I
well,
make
what I meant more is for like, well, because capacitors you have to buy replacements, and
yeah, that's
that's
what
where the
I'm saying.
math is different,
Well, that's what
right?
I'm saying is if you're saying that the ship has 10 capacitors, we just lost one of them. If you're saying the ship has 1,000 capacitors, we just lost 100 of them.
Yeah.
So it's
I
up to
just
you.
don't know. Yeah. All right.
You made the ship, man. You asked us, and I didn't say infinite capacitors. I said planetary, and then I said holodeck, and then I said complete a goal for me.
So you have one success on mind and transport. So you have one success. There is a mishap, but the bridge is successful, meaning the ship arrives at the destination.
That
If you
depends.
right,
That depends on how much you want to play with this. This happens so rarely, I would propose to you to read the mishap chart on the next page.
that's what I was going to say. Is I was going to look at the mishaps,
Well,
and
because
so
you,
the mishaps.
sorry, I only brought it up. I only interrupted you because you said we got there, and misjump is one of the mishaps.
No, I know it says meaning you arrive at the destination, but that destination doesn't have to be the correct one.
You know, ironically, the misjump. There is at least one known starship Sargasso, so you can misjump your way there.
Uh, so it looks like capacitor loss, rondo failure, misjump, fire, proximity alert, potential energy discard charge. My question though, like for these mishaps, for capacitor loss, you can still jump if you have 50% capacitors, correct?
Yeah, you can jump until you're down to
Right.
10% and your
Yeah.
last jump, so make sure
And
you jump somewhere with repair.
but like with the misjump, like if you misjump, couldn't you just recharge your capacitors and then jump again? It would just require more checks, right?
Yeah, but the problem there is that what happens if you're on your last jump? Or what happens if... I mean, that one is like, hey, you just lost 20% of your capacitors to make this 10% capacitor jump. I mean,
Yeah.
they've all got specific things. Like
I'm
proximity
just
alert
looking
would
at
be
some
a...
of these and like trying to like see
Yeah, some of
like
them are
the actual
story, some of
effect.
them are cost, some of them are
Hmm.
danger. I mean, it all depends. Like, I mean, do you want us to like jump too close to a planet, try to avoid crashing into something? Jump too close to somewhere in the Sargasso field and crash into something? All of my examples are going to involve crashing into things. Potential energy discard. Do
So
you want to try and hurt somebody with this? Do you want the ship to be on
what
fire? Or...
what I'm going to say is that because I didn't necessarily have anything prepared for one of these, I'm just going to roll randomly.
That's what
And
I
so
did.
there's 6 random ones here, so it's 1. So you guys managed to make your jump. However, you're as you jump, maybe this ship has been sitting in storage, maybe it's just maybe there's things are a little bit too faulty and you weren't able to calibrate them perfectly before you jump, and when you jump, you 50% of your capacitors fail and flutter out. And you guys pop out on the other side, and looking out the window, you see first the post. So you pop out of space on the other side near Sargosa, or what you believe is Sargosa. I need you to roll another mind and transport to see how far away you are from Sargosa.
3 successes.
With 3 successes, you're about a day away from Sargosa, and I guess you'd see it in your long range scanners. You detect a large kind of. At first, you might think it's a. I mean, if you were jumping randomly, you might think it's just an asteroid field. But then, as you start getting closer, you recognize it as a huge uh, amalgamation of ships and asteroids and floating debris. Uh, like you said earlier, it looks like a uh, giant garbage pit that's just
Yeah, because
pulled
there's
itself together.
not really anything technically to enter orbit around.
Yeah. There's not really anything to enter actual orbit around. It's just get closer to it. Yeah.
Well, go
So
ahead
you
and bring us
guys,
in.
you guys bring yourself closer, and you notice there's several ships kind of looming and lurking around Sargasso. You notice there's a decent amount of activity. What would you like to do?
Good question. Well, I mean, we're here to meet up with Ryan of the Blue, so I imagine we need to find like whichever station or wreck like is actually populated and start mingling. Is there like any sort of port authority or thing going on?
How would you try? How would you assess if there was one?
Probably look for some sort of broadcast on a frequency, or maybe send one out to particular areas that seem to have high traffic.
Yeah, you guys start scanning for any broadcast that might signal that there's someone, a port authority, and you're not picking up any of them. There doesn't appear to be any port authority here at Sargasso. You start sending out some inquiries, and you hear, "Oh yeah, you can come over here. Oh, come near to my station. Oh, don't worry, we're fine."
Can't tell
And
if offensive or not.
another one was another is another you send out some messages, and some of the responses are just crude, and some people just completely ignore your message.
So I guess given we're in communication, I guess it's sort of up to us to try to kind of query which one may have Ronnie the Blue on it. I do have questioning.
So
So
you're just
maybe I'll give
gonna
that a
send
try.
out messages and ask about Ronnie the Blue?
Well, where would the cavalcade have gone? Because the cavalcade came here.
Yeah, I guess that's also a fair question. Maybe just looking and see where it's hanging out, because that was his cavalcade, right?
Well, I doubt. I think he was just writing on it because the cavalcade is a city ship owned
Yeah,
by.
that's also a fair reason. That's also a fair point. Where would the cavalcade go around here?
That's a really good question.
I mean, a cavalcade is a city ship that picks up smaller ships that attach themselves to it, and ones that can't make rondo jumps and they travel with it. That's why ships are measured by hitch points and not their actual size. Larger ships have more hitch points. Hitch points being the attachment points they attach themselves to the cavalcade. So, where around here could accommodate a cavalcade?
You think that most likely the cavalcade came here to pick up anyone that got stranded out here. Most likely it didn't like navigate too close to Sargasso Main, like Sargasso proper.
Right, and did Ronnie say he was getting off here?
It did, yes, it did seem like he would have told you he was getting off here.
Cool. Opening up a broadband transmission across the entire Sargasso. Hey, Ronnie! Where you at?
All right, you send out that message, and no response.
I will make more pointed inquiries with the people who've been in communication with us for the cavalcade, where it's gone, where it docked, and see if we can get closer to that. So I'm going to start talking to people.
Yeah.
Let me see if I got anything to help out with this, because this is inquiry. I got a D6 and I got a mind D6. Do I have any gifts? I have cross-cultural and cosmopolitan.
I can assist.
And I have gossip. So, yeah, I'm just going to start chatting people up on the radio who've been talking with me. Go, yeah, real funny.
And I'll give you an assist bonus with rotated mind and questioning.
Okay. And it looks like Jaimin's also popping in for that for another D8. So I got a lot of dice to this to just chat people up.
Yeah, my broadband
Chat
might
'em
have
up.
trot some people out.
Nefiro, I need you to yell at this person on this frequency for like 30 minutes. You can handle that. Just scream at them. It's fine. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 for just chatting up the locals.
All right. So you're chatting up the locals, and it sounds like the cavalcade came and dropped by rather shortly, and for a while there was some activity, and some folks had heard about a fellow named Ronnie the Blue, and they direct you to uh, several sections of kind of space station that's floating. It looks like an asteroid with several ships protruding out of it. They think they saw him around that area, but they haven't heard from him in a while. That seems the interesting ones. And there's that's the information you're getting about that. It seems like Ronnie was here for a while, but he's gone quiet. However, towards the end of your interrogation and your questioning, you hear, "Is this Mitherlin?
Copy that.
Are you perhaps related to a Jaimin?"
Well, I either got a boulder with a bad attitude or Jaimin. Either way, I think you win.
Ah, then I believe we have something of yours that might be of interest to you.
Well, I'm listening.
Well, I happen to have found a new interesting companion who really is a delightful conversationalist and has the additional benefit of, well, you can easily turn them off when you no longer enjoy their conversation.
I've had a
I
few
have.
Go ahead.
I'm wondering if you have any interest in retrieving your property.
Uh, well, I guess I've been on garbage duty long enough around here. Um, what kind of offer is this? You know Jaimin?
Oh, well, yes, only by a mutual friend, shall we say.
One moment, please. And I'll kind of like just turn to Jaimin, who probably isn't too far away anyway, and just kind of go, you know someone about around here who says you own a droid or something? Apparently someone's looking for you.
That's my servant.
Oh. Wait, how the hell did they get out here?
I sent them ahead. You were there.
Fair enough. I'll go ahead and get back on the radio. We'll dock with them. I'll send you instructions over the intercom. So I'll go back and go. It's like, all right, understood. Give us clearance and coordinates to land at, and we'll be there as soon as we can.
But you haven't heard what I'm interested in.
Well, I'm still listening.
Oh, good. Well, listen up, because if this droid is of any value to you, then, well, we would like to make sure that that value is understood.
I'm sure Jaimin has plenty of money to negotiate his own price.
Delightful. Could you just put him on, then? Be a dear.
I'll go ahead and just like press a couple buttons on the conference table and like routes to the pilot seat.
Hello? Is someone there?
Yeah, what's up?
Is this Jaimin?
Yes.
Well, we have a friend of yours that would really enjoy to see you again.
Good. Send him over.
But there is a small, just a small matter of, it's been so difficult to pay for his upkeep and, all the things he needs. We would just like to be fairly compensated for taking care of your friend.
Okay, how much are you going to give me?
We would enjoy a payment of 100 notes.
All right, where are you going to send that to?
I believe you're mistaken. You're sending that to us.
For what? I thought you were buying my servant.
No. We'd like to return him to you.
Oh, okay, well then send him on over. Thank you, bye.
Are you hanging up? Or are you just saying
No,
bye?
I just say bye.
Oh, well, goodbye then. They hang up.
So what do you want to do, Theta? Are you going to go actually fly in towards them?
Sure. I mean, you know where they're at, so you give me the coordinates.
Sure. I
They
have
did
that
not
information.
tell you a location to fly to.
Yes, but unfortunately, the way triangulation works, the way that I found Sargasso, if you look at the rules for navigation, is literally triangulating and eliminating possibilities. So the fact they talked to us at all means that I can figure out where they are.
All right, give me a mind and transport roll.
I mean, can't you hear the music? Mind. Transport, also, I have navigation.
Lisk will help you, and you will get an additional D12 as he will rote it.
You have managed to triangulate where it's coming from, and you locate another one of these, these floating husks that appears to be where the signal came from.
Cool. What's it look like?
What does it look like?
Simple question, I feel.
It looks like a combination of several ships that looks like they've just crashed together and have just been, maybe they've welded or deconstructed the inside to make some sort of operational, station of some kind.
I also have one poignant question. Since we've left one world, had a whole rebellion thing go on, everything like that, did we finish a chapter?
Yes. We are now in another chapter.
Okay, well, I pull on close to them, and then I walk out the airlock.
Okay.
I'll make sure to that you don't open both doors at once.
Okay. Alright, and then I float across space because I can hover, and basically I just hover slowly over to the outside of their ship. Then I summon my leitmotif. Now that a chapter is passed, I can do that again. And then I'm just going to tear open a hole in the outside of their ship.
All right, so you tear open an outside of the. It's not one ship. It's like a space station, essentially.
Sure.
Yeah. So you tear open a hole and you start sucking out random shit out of the room that you've destroyed. What would you like to do?
And I'm going to float inside.
All right.
I mean,
you float on in.
I mean, they're dealing with decompression now. They're losing oxygen.
Yeah. Red lights flash. Emergency.
Yeah, there's
Airlock
red lights
shutters.
flashing. You hear scrapes and bumps as other areas are sealing themselves off, and you're on this station, essentially.
Yep. And I am just gonna start floating down corridors. Jason in space.
You're just floating down corridors until you find where they are.
Yep.
All right. So you eventually you make your way through the ship, and before long you enter well, actually I'll just
17 days later.
all right. Let's see. Can you see anything on this map?
Yep.
Oh, just making sure, because it's just a rather dark map, and so I couldn't tell if there was lighting on it or not. You can place yourself right here. Oh, I was on the wrong one. Boop. You enter into this chamber, and you see on the other side, you see in almost in like C-3PO fashion, you see your synthetic droid all in several pieces, and you're still functioning, but just kind of taken apart so he can't get away or do anything on his own. And several pirates, or what looks like ruffians or scoundrels.
What are they wearing?
They are all wearing. One's wearing like a nice lacy top. Another has, something exposing their calves. It's nice. It's cute.
So they're all exposed to the vacuum, is what you're telling me?
No, they are not. Each one of them are wearing. Since you've
A spacesuit made of lace, is what you're telling me they're wearing? And one of them specifically has their calves exposed. Space is not warm. I just want to see how you dial back your previous descriptions to also now include a spacesuit.
All three of them at this point have put on spacesuits.
Made of lace and exposed calf sections.
Yep. These are the sexy pirates of the future.
It's a major award.
Yes, a Christmas story. I know, I was just waiting to see if somebody said something.
You must be Jamin.
Oh, I thought you would be dead.
We expected something. We've heard so much about you from this robot.
Oh, really? Did he tell you about that one time I made a planet disappear?
They look at each other. That seemed to have escaped his descriptions.
I spent 5 years in Panopticon for it.
Interesting. So you're saying that there's a bounty out on your head from Panopticon as well?
Well, only for insurance fraud.
Okay.
Get you on the planetary genocide front.
Yeah, well, I mean, nobody cared about those people. They didn't pay any money. Maybe they paid their protection costs. Someone would care about recouping those costs. Now, the money I put out on insurance for them, people did not like paying that off.
All right.
This definitely
You brought
sounds
our
like
money then?
What I'm saying is, return what's mine or I will end you like I did 5 billion other people.
I believe you owe us a fee then?
Sure. But say I repay it in your life. I'm sure you can earn a lot more than 100 in a few days, let alone the what? 7 to 10 years life has probably paid you?
You joke and joke, but I'm going to call your bluff. If you do not pay us, then we will kill you and loot what you have off your body. Is that a cup holder?
Yeah, you want a drink? Why don't you take off your helmet and pucker up?
well, this is a whole bunch of grandstanding. I guess it depends on are they intimidated by Jimin and his lies?
Are you gonna roll anything to try to intimidate them?
You know what? Hold on one sec. Let me just double check. The rule on one thing. Sometimes
All right.
certain things have a lot of words located all throughout the book.
Words
Well,
are tough.
Well, no, I mean, like, say you're looking up crafting rules, right? Well, turns out ships are referred to as crafts a lot in this book. You'll find out.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
You find certain things are just mentioned a lot. Yeah, what I'm gonna do is nothing. You know what? Maybe they're bluffing. You know what? That's what I'm gonna say. No, maybe you're bluffing.
One of them will point one of his guns at Lobos's head.
What, just one of your guns?
Well, I mean, he will point his gun at.
No, that's what I say out loud. Just one of your guns. Just one of your guns.
All right. He'll fire at Lobos.
Cool.
All right. So he is currently. I mean, what do you do if someone is firing at
An
someone
inanimate
who's,
object still has a D4.
roll a D4. You want to roll a D4?
Yeah.
All right.
Now you roll your dice and try to beat a 2. Well,
you
two
blocked
threes.
one of them.
Yeah.
So these guys have coil guns, and so that will do 5 points of damage plus nearby.
So
that's
7 points of
7,
damage.
And it's weak.
but it's weak.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me just double check what Lobos' soak is. Lobos has a soak of D6. So he will soak twice.
Is he still actually in one piece and workable, or I think it was said he was just
he
trash
is
right now.
overkilled anyway. It doesn't matter.
He does have the ability to tap robot body, maybe, but I don't know what condition he's in.
That would put
And
him
mind,
to
robot.
dead. Actually, yeah, he'll do that. He'll tap his mind.
Does he also have? Sober? Does he have mind and body? I assume.
Yeah, he has body and brain because he's a synth.
Yeah.
So that was
So you could
7.
tap
So yeah, he has to. So he's just dead.
Yeah.
Well, that was a
Does
brilliant.
weak apply to those soaks as well?
Those aren't soaks. Those are just reductions.
Okay.
Anyway, so I'll reply with, "Well, that was a brilliant strategy. Now I have no reason to be here."
Oh, actually, good point. That was weak. Roll a second time.
I already
Or-
did.
Oh,
Oh,
he
right.
did. He rolled 2d6s.
Griff,
Oh, he
I
just
am
did it all
on
at
it.
the same time.
I'm on it, Griff. Don't worry.
I am here to fight for your rights. Hi, I'm Griffin here, and have you ever been screwed out on a roll to save your character in an RPG? Well, I'm here to fight for you.
I'm not Lobos. Anyway, I just said what I said.
All right. There. So you leave, or
No, I should stay here.
they kind of like look at each other. Are you gonna leave?
No, I mean, you've caused me an inconvenience. The least I can do is cause you an inconvenience. I mean, what are you going to do when you run out of air in those spacesuits?
We're gonna leave.
I don't think you are. I
We're
think
just
you're going
gonna
to sit
stay
there.
here?
Yeah. I think you're just
Why-
going to stay
why
here
would we do that?
until you asphyxiate. So I can slowly watch you die.
No.
Well, what are you going to do about it?
We can leave.
I don't think you can. You know what? They've fired a shot and they've done nothing else. I'm going to fling someone against a wall.
All right.
Just to show them that I'm not going to let them leave.
Okay. Yeah. Make an attack.
I'll aim.
All right.
Oh, I almost forgot that I'm not a veteran. Not Harmon anymore. Cool.
Which one are you? Which one are you smashing?
Oh, this guy here. The guy who's clearly not wearing a spacesuit and not in the right genre of game.
I looked up pirates and I was like, oh, cool, they're pirates. So, you are nearby. You're no, you're within short, so he'll counterattack.
Cool. I do appreciate the moment I get cocky is the moment I'll probably die.
All right, so
The moment I've accomplished my starter goal.
no, yeah, they rolled absolutely ass. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8 weak damage.
8 week, yeah. 8 days a
Alright.
week.
So I'll just roll double the soak dice. So they've got all right. So I'll just roll that twice. So that they soak 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 1, 2, I can count. 1, 2, 3, 4. They soak 4. So they take 4. That one takes 4 points of damage.
So he's
So that
dying.
will be he's dying.
Yep.
So I'll just
Goes reeling, hurt, panicked. Sorry, I counted reeling for some reason. Reeling, hurt, panicked, injured, dying.
Yep. So he is dying. So that sucks for him. So
Oh,
and then do
man.
you have anything else in your turn?
Yeah, my best Macho Man Randy Savage impression. You're going nowhere. I got you for 3 minutes. Nah, that wasn't my best. I can do better. I'm not going
Now,
to,
you
though.
think there's 3 of you, and you think we all got equal chances. You got a 75% chance of winning, but I'll tell you what, we got my man Theta here. He's a human freak, and so your chances start going drastically down from there.
Keep going, Griff. Do it the whole thing. Do the whole
I
damn thing.
can't do the whole thing. I haven't
If
memorized it
I
all yet.
if I
I'm
had
working on it.
if I had that on green screen, I would have thrown that in there.
Just cut straight over to John Cena's theme, and we'll call it even.
That's not John Cena, but good.
I know. It's the segue.
All right. So they're going to attack you then.
Cool.
It's their turn. Yeah. So he's going to aim at you and then tap unipolar ranging to turn the range penalty to a bonus. He's at a little over 10, which would give him right. So he's at medium range from you because he's at like 12 meters. Does that mean the D12 turns into a bonus D12 for him?
Unless gentleman counters.
Which is what I'm going to do, so.
So if he does counter, what happens to there?
They just have to beat each other's highest dice. The range doesn't enter into it when it's a counter.
So it only adds, your range dice become bonus dice to your attack roll instead of penalty dice. No, even if your opponent counters, you still get the bonus dice.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't answer because I didn't hear the first part of the question. I was looking up something to happen after I survive the battle and kill everybody. Maybe I got cocky, but again, I tell you, that's how I'm going to die. Cockiness. Or, in the mage game, hubris is what kills me.
Yeah. So he aimed and he's firing, and he's tapping unipolar ranging. So here's my roll.
Well,
2 8s, a 7, 11, and a 6.
just as a reminder, you are attacking me, so the first thing that happens is my leitmotif moves up on you and attacks you.
Did you have to summon your leitmotif, though?
I believe that when I cut a hole in the ship with it, that it was already out.
All right, so that would be over here.
Oh, is that the one that's attacking me? Sorry, I thought it was the one in front of me. Yeah, the leitmotif is my counter in this respect.
Okay.
Well, that didn't plan
Does
out.
Does that mean his attack is now against the leitmotif? I always forget how this works.
I believe it is, actually. Hold on. Leitmotif legacy. Counter. When people attack... No, that's when people... If anyone attacks you, your leitmotif makes it 30 meters closer to the attacker if it ends within close range. If the counter is successful, your attacker... You know what? It doesn't specifically say. I would assume so. Because other things that I do like that, like if I fling a gun at you... You know what? No, actually... I would assume that if I fail, you shoot me still.
Okay.
Because with other things, it's when I'm... Other things operate differently, but I can understand why they would operate differently.
Okay.
So you hit me with
So in
one.
this case, his 1 hits, so he does 4 points of damage, but you're not nearby, so it's just 4.
So you actually do
But
5
then
points because I'm a
5.
mutant. So I soak it down to 4 and I'm dying.
But it's weak. It's weak, so you get to roll twice.
Oh, is it weak?
Yeah.
And now I'm dying. Oh, wait, even with an extra die. Some reason. I hit and it didn't go. Let's see. Dying down to... injured down to panicked. Do I want to? God, I come so far. So, what else can I do here? I guess I'll break... Well, I can't even do that. I can only go to injured. Yeah. I guess I break my body again.
All right, so you tap the cybernetic body to reduce it down to 3 points of damage?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you're also reeling.
Yep.
All right. So the other fella, the other pirate that's there, interesting. Is he? I'm trying to decide. Oh, so this guy's capacity goes to low. And I'm wondering if this other pirate would fire at your leitmotif because it charged forward, or fire at you. I'm trying to decide what.
You know, there's always a system in place for situations such as this. High or low?
Yeah, that's what I was actually going to roll his mind.
It's a D4.
Which is. Yeah, so, but I was gonna say if he recognized you as the actual person controlling it, or if you were or if the lead motif was just another enemy. So, So I'm going to say he needs a success. So if he rolls a 4, he's going to realize that you're the person actually like controlling the leitmotif, and he's going to attack you. But if he doesn't, then he's going to attack the leitmotif, thinking that that's like the new danger. Does that make sense?